ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरो वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। Okay. So we will have a very quick look at what we saw last time. It's a refresher, then we will go further. Okay. So we'll look at you see my screen? Okay. So last time, what did we look at? The rules we looked were related to anuswaras. First rule is what? Monuswaraha. A padanta makara, that padasya becomes padantasya tadanta vidhi. A padanta makara, when followed by a consonant, hal, is replaced by an anuswara. What's an anuswara? It's a nasalization alone. And it's always associated with a vowel. Okay. What is the other rule which brings in an anuswara? And it's represented by one dot. It is called anuswara. So then, nascha apadantasya jhali. An apadanta makara or an apadanta nakara, when followed by a jhal, what will happen again? Anuswara will come in its place. Okay, so this will be within words, it won't be across words because apadantasya. This is the second rule we saw. Then what happens to the anuswara? Anuswarasya yai parasavarnaha. When anuswara is followed by, though it says yai, when it's followed by any of the class consonants, then the anuswara is replaced by the parasavarna. Parasavarna means what? The savarna of the following letter. What is savarna for anuswara? Nasika sthanam. Therefore, the anuswara will be replaced by the fifth of the class of the letter which follows the anuswara. Okay? And then that change of whether we replace it or not is optional if it is a padanta. Okay? So we saw by implication, because of this, anuswara is only born when a makara is padanta, right? Therefore, if it's a vowel following, you will never have an anuswara. And it is samhitayam. Therefore, if you have a pause in between, you can't have an anuswara. Okay? So these were rules we saw. Then this one, ngamo hrasvat achi gamun nityam. What is this saying? This rule is saying that when there is a ngam, what is a ngam? A ngam is nyama ngana nam, ngana na, kakha gakha nga, tatha dadha na, and tatha dadha na. The fifth of these three fifth class letters. Nga, na, na. These three letters, what should be preceded by? Ngamaha. So ngamaha, ngamaha hrasvat, preceded by hrasva. Hrasvat ngamaha. A hrasva letter immediately followed by this ngam pratyahara. And what is that ngam further followed by achi? So you have three now. A hrasva letter followed by a ngam followed by a ach. Then what happens? You have ngamo hrasvadachi ngamut. Ngamut. What is ngamut? Same ngam with ut. So you make a sandhi, you'll get mut cha, no? Mut cha, nut cha, nut cha. Ngamut, So this is what you will see here in the notes below. So when a ngam, na, 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 at the padanta is immediately preceded by a hrasva vowel and immediately followed by an ach, then the ach will take a gamut agama. How do you know it's an agama? Because of titvam. Okay. And when will a tit agama, where will it come? Depends on what it's going to apply to. Right? It's a tit agama. It will be before. Before what? What is the sthani? So here, the problem is you have what? You have ngamaha is panchami ekavachanam. Right? This hrasvat is coming before ngam. You don't have to worry about it. Okay? Ngamaha, hrasvat ngamaha, achi, ach follows. Is there anything in sixth case? No. There's nothing in sixth case here. Therefore, what is sthani? When you have only seventh case, then whatever precedes will become the sthani. If you have only fifth case, what follows will become the sthani. When you have fifth and seventh case, what happens? The fifth case overrules. Therefore, the one which follows the fifth case becomes the sthani. Fifth case is ngamaha. Therefore, what follows is ach. Therefore, although achi is seventh case, here it will become the sthani. The following ach. And that ach will take a agama. What kind of an agama? Tit agama. Tit agama means it precedes adyantau takitau. Since it precedes, you will get the agama before. So examples, you know a lot of them. We saw last time. Kurvan eva. Kurvan eva. What happens? Kurvan, that nakara is the padanta, right? It is preceded by akara and it's followed by a vowel. Therefore, what will happen now? The nakara, one more nut will come, one more nakara will come, get added, agama, nut agama will come. Therefore, you'll get kurvan neva, right? So, this is what we saw. Gamo hrasvadachi kamun nityam. So, these are the rules which we saw last time. All right. So, it is all yatha sankyam. So, na, na, na will get mut, nut, and nut. Which means essentially what happens is this. Whatever this nga, na, na is there in the padanta, that letter will come again. That's what will end up happening. All right. Any questions? Anybody? This is what we saw last time. So I just want to make sure if you have any questions, I will take it now. Be okay? All right. If we go further, so we'll look at some more rules now. So I'll use my pad. Okay. So you see my screen well? Okay. Now I will share. Oh, share is already on, right? Okay. So now all I have to do is bring up a thing here. Okay. Okay. Why did you do that? I'm just adding a note. 1 second. I think I did something foolish. So let me just get one more. All right. So this will be now our today is what 15th today. 15th August. Okay. This is class 81. All right. Okay. So now this like so. So now one rule we'll look at is called Torli. Toho li. Torli.
ഞാനും ഡൽഹിയിലാണ്.
Okay. Toho li. Torli. All right. So what is Toho now? Toho could be what? You should be able to guess now. What is the Pratipadika likely to be? Tu. Tu only will give Toho, okay? This much you should see now. Koho chuhu. Right? Kuhosh chuhu. Not koho. Kuhosh chuhu. Choho kuhu we have seen. Chokuhu. Choho kuhu. Right? So when you find like this, you should be able to guess. That much you have to know now. So Toho. Why? Because tu will be a varga letter, right? Whole varga. Tavarga is tu. Therefore, Toho 6-1. Li means what? Case you should be able to tell me. When Lakara follows Li, 7th case, right? Lakara 7th case is 7-1. Li. So now what do you know? What is the Sthani? Tavarga letter is Sthani. When what follows? Li follows. What is the Adesha? So then we have an Anuvritti which is Para Savarna. Para Savarna. What is Para Savarna? What is Para Savarna going to be? Para Savarna means the Savarna of the following letter. What is going to follow here? Lakara. Now, what is Savarna? Tulyasya Prayatnam Savarnam. Right? So, now what is Savarna for La going to be? So, you should know this is different from Tavarga. See, we want a Tavarna for La. There is no other Savarna for La except La. Because of the unique place it pronounced. It's semi-vowel sitting in between, okay? Therefore, what will happen? Big word here because he is using Anuvritti. He doesn't have to add an extra. He doesn't have to say La. He's just getting Parasavarna. Therefore, what is Savarna for Tavarga is La. Okay? But La can be, now Tu is what? Ta, Tha, Da, Dha, Na. Correct? Of them, these 4 will get La. This fellow also has to get La. But what's the difference? To make it Savarna, this is Mukha and Anunasika. So here also you add one Anunasika. So you have Ta, Ta, Da, Dha will get replaced by a non-nasalized Lakara, and a Nakara will get replaced by a nasalized Lakara. Okay? So for example, you take now. Now I want to say one who is merged in that. One who is immersed in that. That. Okay? That is Tat. Tat is the Pratipadika. Okay? Now I want to say Samasa. Samasa is what? seventh case samasa, saptanta purusha. Tasmin linaha. Tasmin linaha. That's the word I want. If I want tasmin linaha, what will I do for a compound now? Remember something about compounds. Tasmin is seventh case. What will replace it in making a compound? Anyone? Yes, Harsha.
The pratipadika tat.
Prati. So it will become tad. Correct. Tad plus linaha. Tad plus linaha. Now, dakara, is it tavarga or not? Dakara is tavarga. Is it followed by a lakara? Yes. Now, what should be the replacement of dakara? Parasavarna. Tallinaha. Correct? So you get tallinaha. Yeah? Is that clear? So you get tallinaha. Then, let us say mahan labha. What am I saying now? Mahan labha. So now I have mahan, nakara, and labha. What will be the replacement? Nakara is tavarga followed by la. Therefore, nakara has to be replaced by what? Lakara. What kind of lakara? A nasalized lakara. Savarna. Na means nasalized. Therefore, you will get what? Mahallabha. Mahallabha. Okay. All right. Chid layaha. Chid layaha. What will happen? Pretty straightforward rule. Chid layaha. Chillayaha. Are you with me? Chillayaha. So the rule is very, very simple. No complexity involved really. And you should know it will also apply when, like we did a compound. See, ut, we have ud. Okay? Ud upasarga likhati. Ud likhati. Dhatu is lik. What will happen now? Tavarga, dakara, followed by la. What will you get? Ullikhati. Ullekhaha. Tatlabha, tallabha. Tadlingaha, tallingaha. All right? Then we have Vidwan likhati. I'll take a question in a minute, Aruna. Vidwan likhati. What will happen? Nakara. Therefore, you will get Vidwan likhati. Yes, Aruna, you had a question?
Yes, Swamiji.
Yeah.
I was looking at the word Mahan Labha.
Yeah.
Here it is looks like pure Sahitayam. Supposing it is a compound, then I am
Okay.
supposed to take the Pratipadik, which will
Correct.
be Mahat.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct. Absolutely.
Then it will be
Absolutely.
non-nasalized.
Correct. Absolutely right.
Correct.
Absolutely right. Yeah. Okay. So there are lots of cases like this, you know. So, for example, we have in the Chandogya Shruti, we have this famous thing. Upasana of Brahman. I think in 3:14. Tajjam tallam tadanam. You'll hear these three words. Tajjam tallam tadanam. What is tajjam now? What will tajjam be? See now, tat, tad, right? So basically I'm saying tasmat jataha. That's my samasa. Tasmat jataha. Therefore it will become what? Tad. Okay? And you make an upada samasa and you'll get jan and it becomes ja. Don't worry about it right now, how it becomes, but you'll get ja. Like ambuja. You know, ambor jataha, ambuna jataha, ambujaha. Right? Vanajaha. Can make anything, jaha, you know. So, tad plus ja, what will happen now? Not thoroughly, mind you. Okay, what rule will apply now? Someone? Yes, Aruna.
I think stohoshtunashtu.
So, host chunashtu, what will you get then?
Jakara.
Taj and jaha. What will it become? Tajjaha. Then second case will become, or neuter it will become tajjam. Brahman neuter, so tajjam. Right? Tasma jata or jagat. I don't remember the exact usage there. Tajjam. Then what happens now? Tasmin layam. Yes, yeah. Or tasmin liyate. Tasmin liyate. Better liyate. Tasmin liyate. What will again happen? Tad. Tad. And there you get laha. Okay. How li become la? We don't worry about it right now. All right. But you'll get what? Tad la will become talla. Tallam. Tajjam. Tallam. Means what? Born of that resolves into it. Born of what? Tat is what? Brahman. Brahmanaha jataha brahmani liyate. And what keeps it going in sthiti? Tadanam. Unrelated to what we are doing. Tadanam. What is tadanam? Tad. Ana. Anam is ati. Okay? So you'll get tat. Here nothing, no sandhi. Tadanam will just join. Okay? There's no sandhi happening. That's what will happen. All right? So that's another example for this. Then prapya punyakrital lokan. Do you remember that? Prapya punyakrital lokan. Ushitva shashvati samaha. 6th chapter Gita. Prapya punyakrital lokan. What is krital lokan? Kritan lokan. And you'll end up with what? Krital lokan. Okay? Then asmil loke. You even have this also. Shrutimal loke in Gita. Shrutimat plus loke will become what? Shrutimal loke. Then etad lakshanam. Etad lakshanam. What will you get? Etal lakshanam. Is that clear? Then abrahma bhuvanal lokaha punaravartinorjuna. Abrahma bhuvanal lokaha. Bhuvanat lokaha. Bhuvanal lokaha. Bhuvanal lokaha, not nasalized, because bhuvanat lokaha. Okay, I think I first nasalized it. Bhuvanat lokaha, bhuvanal lokaha. Okay. Tasmin lavanam. Tasmin lavanam. What will become? Tasmil lavanam. Make it a compound. Tallavanam. Okay. You will see that in Chandogya. Then mrid. Okay. Loha. In a compound. Mrid is clay. Loha is iron. Mridloha vispulingadi. Srishti Prakarana. Chandogya Upanishad. Mridloha will become what? Mrilloha. Okay. So you will find enough examples and it's pretty straightforward. Okay. So we will move to the next rule now. Okay. So this one happens to be 8460. Last time what we had seen was, I think, 8459. So 8460, we're just going forward. All right. Then there is one rule there which is not heavily used. Okay. And that rule is basically when you have ud as an upasarga, okay, and you have a dhatu stha or stambha. So this rule is not very critical for us, okay, because it covers very little ground, but it's in the sequence and you should know something, so I'm just showing you. So at least I'll give you a couple of words, you'll know what happens, okay. That's my goal here, not making the sutra fully understood for you, because it'll take a few more things to get it straightened out. All right. But what happens here is, here, this sakara of stha or stambha has to get replaced by savarna of dakara. Okay. And the savarna of dakara which will go with that will become thakara. Tha. Okay. Because sa is a sibilant, mahaprana, right? And it is aghosha. So you have to know exactly each letter's characteristics to get to that exactly what is the replacement, right? But what will end up happening is you will get ud plus tha. Tha, tha, like this you will get. All right? This much you understand for now. Then what will happen? This ud plus tha, what will happen? That you should be able to tell me. Ud plus tha. What rule will apply? Yes, Deepti.
Haricha
Kharicha should apply. So what will get then? Ut
Uttha.
tha, right? Now there's a double thakara. This double thakara, one thakara will go away later. We'll look at that one time in a probably next or next after class. We'll see that. Because I want to cover rules where there's an extra letter coming in or an extra letter going. We'll cover them together. An extra addition or a letter going away. We'll cover those rules at one shot. So the rule called jharo jhari savarne. Don't worry about it right now. But what will happen end up is one thakara will go and end up with what? Utthanam. Okay. Uttishtha. Uttambanam. These are the words you will end up with this. So only for ud plus tha or ut plus tamb. Nowhere else it matters. Therefore, what should you remember? You remember uttishtata rule, okay? Uttishtata. Okay? That's all. Utthanam. Utthanam is getting up. Utthana. Punarutthanam, bringing it back to life. Like in Bhashya, when one matter has been addressed and you bring it back in again, that is called Punarutthanam. Okay? Why are you raising that same matter again? Katham uthapayasi. In Tingant also it will come. Uthapayasi. Uthapayasi will become uthapayasi. Okay? So just know that when you see utta, it is that stha or some likely possibility. Right? Because you won't have too many words like this. So not worth struggling with this uttara at this point. All right? That's the next rule. Now we will go to the one more rule now. What is that rule? When you have a hakara, okay, which is, give me 1 second, which is preceded by a jhai letter, then some operation has to happen. What is the operation? Purva savarnaha. Purva savarnaha. All right? And this is optional. So what has to happen? Jai has to get replaced by Purva Savarna. Sorry, not Purva Savarna, it has to be Parasavarna, right? Parasavarna. Okay? And it is optional. Now, 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me just check. Yatarasyam. Purvasya. Correct. Fair enough. Purva only. Not para. I'm sorry. I'm mistake. I'm confusing you unnecessarily. Purva was right. Because what happens now is this. Hakara is a sthani. What do I want to replace? I want to replace the hakara. So what case should hakara be in? 6th case. This much all of you should know. So 6th case of ha will be what? If you take with the ucharanartha a, it will be hasya. If you drop the ucharana, what will you get? Ha. Okay? So it happens to be ha. All right. And what should precede? Jhai. Jhai means what? Jhabhanj to kapai. What will it be? 4, 3, 2, 1 of the class. Correct? 4, 3, 2, 1 of the class. Now you want it to proceed. What case should it be in? 5th case. 5th case of Jai will be what now? Someone tell me. Yes, Malti.
Jayaha.
Good. So, Jayaha, haha. Okay. This is what? 6-1. Sorry, 5-1. This is 6-1. And what is the replacement? Para savarnaha. Para savarnaha. Hey, did I again mess it up? I'm sorry. I'm again and again messing you up. It is Pura Savarna only. Okay. Purvasya Savarnaha. Purva Savarnaha. All right. Purva compared to what? Sthani. Okay. Purva compared to the Sthani. What precedes the Sthani? A Jhai letter. Okay. Jhai is what? 1, 2, 3, 4 of the class. Okay. Now you want something which is Savarna to Ha. And that has to be a soft consonant, Mahaprana. What will you get? you will only get the fourth of the class. Savarna for Hakara in the Jai will be the fourth of the class, because you need something which is soft. Okay. At the same time, you need Mahaprana. So what will be the possibilities now? Ka, kha, ga, gha. Then gha will be the replacement. Cha, cha, ja, jha. Jha will be the replacement. Ta, tha, da, dha. Dha will be the replacement. Ta, tha, da, dha. Dha will be the replacement. Pa, pha, ba, bha. Bha will be the replacement. Get this? This is Savarna. This is the Purva Savarna. Is this clear? For basically, we're looking for a Savarna of Jai, which will be corresponding to Hakara. Find a Savarna for Hakara within Jai. These will be the ones. Depending on what proceeds, you will replace the fourth of the class. And this whole thing is optional. And the word for optional is Anyatarasyam. One mouthful you have to say Anyatarasyam. What does it mean? Optionally. It means optionally. Right? So now what are the examples here? Suppose you say Tad Hasanam. His laughing. Tasya Hasanam. I'm making a compound. Tasya Hasanam. Tasya will get replaced by Tad. Tad Hasanam. Now, what are the conditions? Hakara. All right. Preceded by what? A Jai letter. What's a Jai letter? 1, 2, 3, 4. Four class possibilities, right? So, the Jai letter, is it a Jai here or not? Dakara, it's a Jai. So, you want a Savarna letter for the Purva Savarna. Purvasya Savarna. Dakara is the Purva. Its Savarna corresponding to Ha will become Ta, Tha, Da, Dha. So you'll get what? Tad Hasanam will become what? This is the initial starting point. It will become Dhasanam. Dhasanam. When you put them together, what will you write now? Tad Dhasanam. So you try saying it. Tad Hasanam. Tad Dhasanam. Does it sound very different? You'll find it very close. Tad Hasanam. Tad Dhasanam. Right? So when you write, how will you write this? Ta, the, this dha will go below. Tadhasanam. That's how you'll end up writing it. Tadhasanam. Yes, Deepti.
Swamiji, is it a replacement there, or it just adds up? The
What?
kara should
Where
be
is the
replaced
hakara?
with-
Where is the hakara here? I have replaced it. Ha
Oh,
is thani. Ha is
ha
gone.
is replaced.
Ha is gone. But it sounds like that because of Mahaprana. Tad hasanam, tad dhasanam. It sounds similar. Okay. Similarly, Vak. Vak. So example. Give me 1 second. Huh? Vaghari. What will happen to Gaka? What will happen to Hakara? Suppose you have Vag. See, Vag means watch, okay? In a compound. Making it. What will you get? First, watch. Correct? Watch Hari. Then what will happen? Jalam Jashwante will come. Right? So you'll end up with Vag Hari. Then what will happen? Now you have a Hakara which is preceded by a jhai letter. And therefore, gakara will get replaced by ghakara. You will end up with vag. Sorry, vag, and ha will become gha. Gharihi. What will you get? Vagharihi. Sounds very similar. It's optional. Either you can say Vagharihi or Vagharihi. Okay. Then, suppose you want a word which does not have any vowels. You want a word which has no vowels. And no means hina. Bereft of, hina. All right. And what is the word for vowels? Paninian word? Ach. Okay. So I want to say bereft of vowels. Then what will you get? Ach on the left side of the compound, hina on the right side. What will happen now to ach hina? You can first make it aj. Correct? Jalam Jashonte will apply. Aj hina. Then what will happen now? You can either leave it as aj hina or it will become what? Cha cha ja jha. Aj. Sorry, I'm again making a mistake. Aj and jhina. Ajhina. 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 Okay. Now you want to take out water from your panchapatram. You do sandhya vandanam, you have panchapatram, a vessel from where you want to lift water up. What is the lifting up called? Kridhatu. What upasarga will you use? Ut. Up. Ut. So ut plus haranam. Will become what? It can be udharanam as it is now, or it will become what? Udharana. Udharana. That's why it's called uddharani. Uddhriyate anena iti uddharani. So it will become what? You will write it as uddharana. Similarly, you have the word uddhara, paramodhara, right? Then you want to talk of a person who steals gems, okay? So a person who steals gems, a gem is called ratna. Ratna is a gem. And the word for stealing is dhatu is mush. Dhatu is mush. Mushasteye. Okay. And when you make a upapada tatpurusha, you will get a compound ratnamush. Compound is ratnamush. All right. Now you tell me what will happen. This is padanta. What will happen to the shakara? Do you remember anything? Here you have to remember there's a rule called hodha. Oh, no, that won't apply. Sorry. Jalam Jashonte will come. Sorry. Jalam Jashonte. What will happen? You will end up with, see, for Jash for Shakara is what? Someone?
Da
What the,
sound.
huh?
Da.
Just the D, da. Yes, da. Therefore, what will happen now? This will become Ratna Mud. Ratna Mud. Okay? We haven't come to our example yet. Okay? Ratna Mud. Who is this fellow? One who steals gems is called Ratna Mud. And Prathama Vibhakti, what will happen? Va avasane. Char can also come. So you'll have Ratnamud, Ratnamut. Correct? Just to remind you what we've seen before. Like watch becomes Vag or Vak. Ratnamud, Ratnamut. What does it mean? One who steals a Ratna, a gem. Now, this fellow, Harati. Kim Harati? Ratnamut Kim Harati? Ratnam Harati. That is very clear. Ratnamud Harati. Now what will happen? You have a Hakara preceded by a jhai. Either way you take a jhai. So you have a jhai and you have a hakara. What's the rule? Jhayaha haha purva savarnaha anyatarasyam optionally. Jayo haha anyatarasyam. Sutra. Jayaha. Sutra is what? Jayaha haha anyatarasyam. Pura savarnaha comes as a anuvritti. Okay. What is the sandhi between jayaha and haha? Visarga sandhi, what will happen? Preceded by a. Visarga is preceded by a, followed by ash. Yes, Aruna. Uttam will happen. Correct? So you'll end up with jaya u, then a is there, so it will become guna, so you'll get jayo. Correct? Jayo, between haha and a, what will happen? Haha anyatarasyam, haha. Again o. Is that right or not? Yes, Aruna?
That should also become Uttam.
Uttam, correct.
No,
Correct.
correct.
Uttam. Therefore, you'll end up with ho. Jayo ho anyatarasyam. I'm just showing you what the sutra comes up as, okay? And what will happen to the sakara now? Enga padantat ati. Purva Rupa Sandhi will come. Therefore, this will go, you will get one avagraha. Jayo honyatarasyam. That will be the sutra. Jayo honyatarasyam. Come back to the example now. So, what is the Ratnamud Harati? This Hakara will become what now? What is the Savarna? What is the Pura Savarna for Hakara? Jai Pura Savarna. Which Jai letter will come? Someone want to try? Yes, Sampath. Unmute, Sampath.
Sorry. Dha.
Dha. So what will you get? You will end up with Ratnam. So Ratnamud, right? Dhasati, Dharati. How will you pronounce? Ratnamud Dharati. Actually, you can't even tell the difference whether I'm saying Ratnamud Dharati or Ratnamud Dharati. It sounds so similar. That's the rule. It's Anyatarasyam. You have an option. Go this way or you go that way. Jayaha hakarasya sthane, when it is preceded by a jai, optionally anyatarasyam purva savarna adesha bhavati. Jayo honyatarasyam. Is this okay? Similarly, you can have what? You can have an example like you hail a person from a distance. You hail a person from a distance. What do we call that? Durat hute. Durat hute. We use it typically for Pluta example. Durat hute. You call from a distance. Hute, you call somebody. So what is the example now? Hakara is there. Is it preceded by a jai? Yes. So first what will happen? Durat will become what? Durad. Correct? Jalam Jashwante, don't forget. It's not to, those rules are not to be forgotten. Okay? Durad hute. Now what will happen to the Hakara optionally? Dhute. Durad dhute or Durad hute. If it's Durad dhute, what will be, how will you write it? Durad dhute. Sorry, dhute. Okay? So this is an optional rule, Sandhi rule. Again, it's a Padanta. Durad, you can see here. Therefore, good to know in a Padanta also this change can happen. And therefore, you may find Durad Hute, you should be able to split it as Durat Hute. That's all we need, finally. Can you split or not? Okay? So it's clear? Any questions so far? Okay. Then we will look at one more rule, which is basically what happens to a shakara. Okay. So now let me come back here. So now the next rule is you have a shakara. Okay. If this shakara is followed by an What is Somebody help me. What is Pratyahara okay? Yes, Malti. Malti, you raise your hand? You don't want to answer it now. Not Aruna, somebody else will. Now Malti, yeah, go ahead. Unmute.
It is ach.
Correct.
Then Hayavarat.
Correct.
Lan Nyamanganana.
Good. Everyone clear with that? Okay. Now, Sutra actually says at. Okay. But a Vartika makes it All right. So now, if you are to make a sutra, my rule is this. What is the rule? A shakara which is followed by an at, immediately followed by an at, will be replaced by a chakara. Chakara, cha. All right. So what case should I put shakara in? Ramesh?
Sixth case.
Sixth case. Good. So shaha. What is following? At. What case should I put it in?
Adi. 7.
Ati. Replacement is chakara. What case should I put in?
First case.
Good. So what will it be?
Jaha.
Chaha.
Chaha.
Okay. So now you put them together. Now I'm just going to move that here. Okay. I'm going to move chaha to the middle for the sutra. So you tell me now what will happen? Shaha, chaha, ati. Shaha, chaha, ati. Are you with me? Now you do the sandhi for this. Shaha, chaha. What will happen? Visarga. followed by a chavarga letter, hint, followed by a chavarga letter. What will happen? Yes, Bhuma.
Shush, shush, cha.
Shush. Shush. Correct. You will get shush. Stoho, shchuna, shchuhu. Right? So you're saying shaha will become, this visarga will become what? It will end up with sakara, and sakara will become shakara. Shush. Shush. Then chaha ati. What sandhi will happen between these two?
Oh, oh, oh,
O. Correct.
Oh.
Therefore, end up with what?
Shush,
Shush,
cho,
cho, ati.
ati.
Between cho and ati, what will happen?
That avagraha will come. Enga padanta.
Correct. Enga padana, pura rupa sandhi. Therefore, what will end up happening? This will go. So, what is the sutra going to be?
Shush, choti.
Very wonderful. That's all your sutra is. Shush, choti. So, what does it mean? You understood now? Shush, choti. Shakara will be replaced by chakara when an at follows. Now, Vartikakara wants to say, look, this rule is not it's not totally inclusive. You need to extend it. So what will he say? This is your sutra, Shashchoti, and the Vartikakara will say, Ami iti vaktavyam. Ami iti vaktavyam. Means what? Should have said Ami, not Ati. Should have said Ami, not Ati. Means what? Not when it's followed by At alone. When it's followed by an you should replace the what? The shakara with a chakara. When should it all the time? No. Optionally. Optionally is coming as a anuvritti. Anyatarasyam. Coming from the previous sutra. Jayo honyatarasyam. That sutra is bringing in the anyatarasyam. So now, you understand the rule? You have a shakara, right? Followed by what? Enam. Then shakara will optionally get replaced by what? Chakara. And I think I missed one. What should precede? Jai has to come. Same Jaya honyatarasyam. Jayaha has to be here. Anuvritti. Not in the sutra, anuvritti. So Jayo honyatarasyam shashchoti. That's the order. Okay. So if that is what we want, then what will happen now? Let's take an example. Tat, that is Mangalam. Tad Shivaha. Tad Shivaha. Now what will happen? Tad Shivaha. Tad. Anything can happen here right now? Shakara will become what? Yes, Malati, sorry.
Yes, tohos chunas chuhu.
So what will that give you?
So it will become shaka touch.
Taj. It will
Taj.
become Taj, correct? Taj. Taj Shivaha. Now tell me, what is this rule? What is this rule going to do? And not only that, Taj, okay, Taj. This rule is after Kharicha. 8-4, it's 8-4-63. This rule is 8-4-63. So if it's 8-4-63, what will happen now? Before that, you can get Kharicha or not? Possibility exists. right? So Kharicha will make it what? See, Taj, this came from Stohoshtanashtahu. Yes, Deepti.
It will become Chakara.
Correct.
Jakara.
So you'll end up with what? Tach
Touch.
Shivaha. Now we have come up to Kharicha. Kharicha, I think, is 8456 or 55. Now we have to operate 8461. What does it say? The Shakara can optionally get replaced by what? Chakara. So what will we get now? This is one form. Alternative is Tach Shivaha. Tach Shivaha. Are you with me? Tach Shivaha. Or Tach Shivaha. Tach Shivaha. Tach Shivaha. Tach Shivaha. Tach Shivaha. See the difference? Mahaprana is coming with Cha. With Sha, you don't hear it so clearly. Tach Shivaha. Tach Shivaha. That's the two possibilities. All right. Then you have another example, which is Yavat Shakyam. Example is Yavat until it is possible. Yavat Shakyam. Yavat Shakyam. Ideally, I should not. I'm a little lazy, so I put that. I should do it this way, okay? Because there's nothing following here. I should not put anuswara. Okay? Yavat Shakyam. What will happen now? First, Yavad. Correct? Then, Sha is following again. Char will apply or not? Come back to Takara. Correct? Yavat Shakyam. And if it gets replaced, what will you get? Shakyam. So what will it become? Now you have Yavat Shakyam or Yavat Shakyam. Are you with me? Don't think. Yes, Mahita.
Swamiji, here also Stohosh Chunashtuhu will come.
Now, if you keep going round and round, you'll be in trouble. Let us say apply. What will happen?
So first Yavat will come, then Yavaj.
Yeah, but you don't do all that because Stohoshtanashuhu is 8440.
1.
40 or 41?
40.
40, right? What is the rule of sutra we're looking at now? 8462 or 3? 62. 8462. Therefore, Purvatra Siddham you have to remember. Stohoshtanashuhu will not see these changes at all. Therefore, it cannot come and act again. Is that clear? Mahita?
Swamiji,
Yeah.
I thought it would come before in the order of application.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think Apavada.
Okay. All right. So you're saying, okay, before. All right. Let's start there now. So you're saying Yavat Shakyam, correct? All right. When you say Yavat Shakyam, what can happen now? See, if we go that way, first will become Dakara,
Yes.
Jalanjashonte. So you will get Yavad. Correct? Then what will apply next? So you're saying Sakara Tavarga with Shakara. Okay. So what will you get there?
Yavaj.
Okay, correct. Yavaj. Then what will happen?
Then Kharicha.
What will you get?
Yavach.
Huh?
Sorry,
Yavach.
Yavach.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yavach. Correct. Yavach Shakyam.
Shakyam.
So these are your two possibilities now. Yavach shakyam. So you'll get yavach, correct, not takara. Yavach shakyam or yavach shakyam. Two possibilities. Up to yavach will be common. Correct. All right. Then another example. I'm just looking at what examples Bhainikara has given. So it is yavat shakyam. Then jagat shanti. Example is jagat shanti. You can make it Shashti Tatpurusha. Jagatha Shanti. Peace in the world. Right? Compound. So what will happen now? First, Jagad. Jagad Shanti. Jalam Jashante. Then what will happen? Against the Hoshana, Shu will come. So what will you get? Jagaj. Correct? Jagaj Shantihi. Then what? Jagat Chantihi. You have an optionality of Chantihi. Okay? No, 1 second. Jagat Shanti and it becomes Chakara. Karicha. Finally. You won't leave it there. So it will become either Jagat Shantihi or Jagat Shanti. Is that clear? Okay. Then similarly we have Tat Shrutva. Tat Shrutva Tadeva Nupravishat. Right? So now if you say Tat Shrutva, what will happen? Tad, then Taj, then Touch. Same. We've seen just now. Kharicha will make it Touch. Touch Shrutva or Touch Shrutva. Chakara Refa. Instead of Shrutva, Shrutva. Touch Shrutva. Tachrotram. Yena Shrunoti Tachrotram. Okay. Are these clear? Any questions so far? No. All right. Then okay, let me go back there. And how do I leave? Okay. All right. So this is what I want to show you today, rules wise. All right. So now we can look at some examples. Okay. Or let me show you sutras for a minute before we go, so that we have not left things out. Okay. A participant asked you to start mating questions. Okay, I don't know what it means. Chat probably. Okay. All right. So now look at, let's first look at this. This is your Ashtadhyayi. So what we have looked at today is at the end of 8.4. Okay. So what have we seen so far now? We've seen Jalam Jash Jashi, right? Abhyase Charcha we haven't seen, but we got a Charcha from there. Kharicha Char comes from there. Okay. Vavasane, right? Then anuswarasya yai parasavarnaha vapadantasya. Today we saw torli, udah stha stambho purvasya, jhayo honyatarasyam, shashchoti, chatvam amiti vachyam. That's the vartika. I told you ami. What will happen? Chatvam. Chakara is coming in the place of shakara. That is should not have shashchoti is the sutra, but should have said shashchomi. That's what it was said. Sutra should have been shashchomi. Therefore, Vartikara said chatvam amiti vachyam. Okay. So this is these are the sutras we have seen. So now once you know this, it's easy for you to go and look at it in Ashtadhyayi, right? Are you seeing the Ashtadhyayi or not? Good. So you go back. So these are the sutras we've seen. Torli. So you can see Toho, 6th case, Li, 7th case. What is the Anuvritti? Parasavarnaha. Therefore, Tavargiya varnasya lakare pare samhitayam parasavarnaha bhavati. When you have a Tavargiya varna, a Tavarga letter followed by a lakara in a samhita situation, sandhi situation, then that takara will be replaced by parasavarna, which is la only. Okay. Example, he says Marut lunati. What will it become? Marul lunati. Okay. So see, I just said Jalam Jashonte. See, same thing here, right? You can see that. Applies, then comes here. Bhavan likhati. What is this? This is the nasalized one. Bhavan likhati. Okay. So that is Torli. Puja Swamiji would love this sutra. He would always say Torli. He would be very happy mentioning it. And today is his birthday. So I thought, good date with Torli. Okay. Then this Udastha Stambhura, I told you there are some more complications. But what? Ut plus Tha and Ut plus Tham. In these two cases, then the Sakara will be replaced by the Purusavarna and you will end up with Thakara. That's what he shows here. Ud Sthanam becomes Ut Sthanam by Kharicha. Then Ut Thanam. Then one Thakara goes by this rule called Jarojari Savarne. And then what you'll end up with is Utthanam. This rule we haven't seen so far. We'll see it in a little time. Okay. Similarly, Ut Sthambanam will become Ut Thakara. You can't, very difficult to pronounce this. Thambanam, I don't know. So you'll end up with Utthambanam. One Thakara goes. So this is optional. One form is this, one form is this. That's also a possibility. Okay. Then we looked at Jayo Honyatarasyam. So Jayaha Haha Purvasya Savarnaha Anyatarasyam. That's the vritti you should be able to understand. Then you're in good shape. So Jai Varnat Parasya Hakarasya Anyatarasyam Vikalpena. Optionally Purusavarnaha. Okay. So Jai is all the four of the class. He does a very good job in Ashtadhyayi. You can look at all this. Very nice, well presented. Take it and then you follow it. Watch. Vachaha Harihi will become Vachharihi, Vakharihi, Vagharihi, Vagharihi. Okay. Similarly, he put for Jakara. So see Ach and Hal. I gave Achhina. He is giving Ach and Hal. Ach plus Hal will become what? Ach Hal, Ajhal, Ajhal, then Ajhalau. You will find in the Pani Sutra. Ajhalau. So you should know how to split it. It will become Ach and Hal. Another example is what? Madhulit Hasati. See, they want an example for Dakara. So honeybee is called what? Madhulid. Lih is to lick. Lih will become lid. Hodha. Okay. And that will then become by Jalam Jashonte, it will become Madhulid. That Madhulid Hasati will become what? Madhulid Dhasati. Okay. Similarly, Dakaras tasmai hitam, tad hitam. Fourth, chaturthi tatpurusha. Tad hitam will come tadhitam. This is the tadhita which you see in Panini. Tasmai hitam. It is good for the grammarians. They love it because you can make so many new nouns. Tadhitam. Thereby tasmai hitam. Then trishtub he. Trishtubhi. For power guy, he gave one answer. Example. Then we saw shashchoti, which is jhayaha anyatarasyam anuvritti. So you get to dot. A shakara will be replaced by chakara when an at or an follows. Examples. Here is vachaha shuddhihi. Good pronunciation. Vachaha shuddhihi will become what? Vag shuddhihi. See here, vag won't come because choho kuhu will come first. Vag shuddhihi. Then jalam jatam ante should apply. Vag shuddhihi. Then kharicha. Vach. Vak again came back. Vak shuddhihi. Then what? Vak chuddhihi. Okay, that's our example. Vak chuddhihi. Suhrid shete becomes suhrid chete. So he's just giving another example with madhulit again. Madhulit chete. No big deal. Okay. So these are the ones that we have seen so far. Now, yes, Mahita, you have a question?
Swamiji, can we go back to the ach hal sandhi which
Sure.
was shown?
Sure. Ajhalau, right?
Hmm.
That would be Jayo Honitrasyam, previous sutra. Yeah. Yes.
Swamiji, won't choho kuhu apply?
Valid. So if we take, we have to take Aj as a pada here. Aj as a pada. If it is padanta chakara, choho kuhu should have applied. So we would have got what though? Oh, you're saying it'll change a lot. Give me 1 second. Ach plus hal. Then choho kuhu made it ak. So 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Choho kuhu will be when padante or
Jhali.
jhali, right? Padanta, if you apply, it has to become.
Swamiji, it's explained in the bracket there.
Where?
Jhalam jashu ante atra choho puhu iti sutram
नैव
naiva
प्रवर्तते.
pravartate.
Yeah. यतः तस्य प्रयोगसमये अच्छब्दस्य भः संज्ञा भवति. Oh. See, the point is this. Now, what I didn't think about is the pada sangya itself goes away. Okay. So we have to go and look back at, the word ach when followed by hal. So what is it now? Suptingantam padam. Then yachibham. And here you have hal. What will happen here? So answer to your question, Mahita, is it doesn't have pajasangya here. The H won't have padasangya. That is why chohoku is not applying. So when hakara follows, there is one more rule there, I think, in that pada section. Give me 1 second. So bha 1-4 tasau matvarte swadishu asarvanamasthane. Offhand, I don't know which rule will kick here. Okay. But the point is padasangya is being denied. That's why chohoku won't apply. Okay. Anything else?
Yes, Swamiji.
Okay. So examples. I'll send this to you only as homework probably, but some of them. But let me see what I can ask right now. So let us see something now. Kasmin. Let's look at this. What is happening here? Balyancha. What's the sandhi? How will you break this now? You have to break the sandhi. So, anuswara has to go. The word is what? Balyam cha. So, your split will be what? Balyam cha. Seems very straightforward, but that's the sandhi happening. Balyam cha. Because how will you pronounce this? Balyam cha. Or you combine these, what will you get? Yerunasiki and Unasikova. Balyam cha. So, example could be for you to split it or to combine it. Both ways it will work. Okay? Balyam cha. Pandityam cha. Pandityam cha will become Pandityam cha. Right? What is Tavan Matram? Who wants to try? Tavan Matram. Anyone raise your hand? Yes, Aruna.
It is split, no? It is tavat matram.
Tavad Matram. Correct.
Matram.
What rule is applying?
It is anus. I think
Yaronunasike. Yaronunasike.
Anunasikova.
Anunasikova. Yeah, because Matram is following. Okay? What will happen here? Can anything happen? First you break the sandhi. What will you be breaking? Sarvam. Correct? Can you make anything further? Can you apply anuswarasya yai parasavarna here? There is no yai. Therefore, anuswara will remain anuswara. Okay? What will happen here? What will the split be? Very straightforward. Evam bhutaha. Evam bhutaha. What about this? Ayam tu. Combine, what will happen further? Ayantu. Ayantu. What will happen this? Mam cha. First level. Then ma anuswara. Mancha. Mancha. Then mancha. Now I'm making the mouth. Mancha. So it is anuswara se parasarana. Ka ka ga ga nga. Nya. Cha cha ja ja nya. Mancha. Right? Tubhyam videhan. What will we do with this now? Puma, you're saying something. Say it. Unmute and say.
We will get a ba with nasika. Tubhyam.
So first will become anuswara. Tubhya, tubhya. Then the anuswara will get replaced by verb with anusika. So you'll get tubhyam videhan. Tubhyam videhan. Right? Good. Similarly, nainam papma. Anuswara will get replaced by what? Makara.
Makara.
Nainam tapati. Anuswara will get replaced by what? Nakara. Do you see that? Nainan it will become, right? Here what will happen? Atma jnanam sasanyasam. Atma jnanam, can it change? Anuswara, what's following is not yai. Therefore it will not change. What about sannyasa? Sam plus nyasa. Sam plus nyasa. What will happen?
Yeah, with anuswara. Sanyasa.
No. Sam plus nyasa. So first you will get some. Okay. But that will remain what? It will remain the same, right?
Okay.
Give me 1 second. See, there is a, why did I put this example? I'm trying to remember. Why did I put it here? So sannyasam.
That additional sakara should not be there, na Swamiji?
No, that is
Sannyasa.
no, that is which additional the sakara double. This is because of saha.
Acha, okay.
Saha sannyasena saha sa sannyasam. That sakara you leave out. I was thinking the word sannyasa, the double nakara may not be because of any of these rules. Leave it out. We'll not go there for now. Yajnavalkiyam kandam. What will happen here to the Anuswara? Ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. No. Kya? So you'll get what? Yajnavalkiyam kandam. So this example, I mean, there are a lot of them like this you'll find. I will send some of these so you can play with them, okay? What is this? Vidwana. Somebody try. Vidwana. Any sandhi? It's just two words written together. Vidwan na. Don't think just because you two nakaras there's some sandhi happening. Not necessary, okay? That's deliberately put there. So you think before you try to split. May not be in a split at all. Parasmin neva. What is happening here? Parasmin neva. Yes, Aruna. Harsha.
I think that is that Yamutagam.
Ngamotagam. Therefore, what's the split?
It is parasmin eva.
Good. Good. Vidwan na bibheti. Vidwan na bibheti. What's happening? Harsha, you want to answer that? Yeah.
There is no sandhi, Swamiji. Vidwan na bhibeti.
Vidwan na bibheti. Correct. Correct. No sandhi. Then asmin adhyaye upalabhyate. Yes. Unmute.
There is dvitvam of that nakara. It is asmin adhyaye, which becomes asmin adhyaye.
Yeah, that is the agama. I don't want you to call it duttam. There's an agama. Ngamutagama. Nut comes in. Therefore, asmin adhyaye. Correct. So, what about here? Tadyadam yadidam asmin nantaf purushe jyotihi. What is happening? Tasmin antaf purushe. That double, that extra nakara is coming. Ngamutagama is coming. Okay. What about this tannirnayaya? Somebody who hasn't answered so far wants to answer. Anybody? Tannirnayaya. Yes, Amyanshu.
Tad Nirnaya.
Tad nirnaya becomes tan. What's the rule? A year followed by an anunasika will become what? Will take the corresponding fifth of the class. So tad becomes tan. Tan nirnaya. Antaratmanniti. What's happening there? Should have been antaratmaniti. Why antaratmanniti? Ngamo hrasvat achi gamun nityam. Antaratman iti antaratmanniti. Sarvagatah san ishvaraha. San ishvaraha. See that? Tasmin avakalpate. Tasmin avakalpate. Virudhyeran iti. Virudhyeran iti. Yasmin naste. Yasmin naste. So you can see a lot of examples of this Namo Hrasvadachi, Namut Nityam. It happens. Okay. So we're coming closer and closer to seeing more, covering most of the rules now for padanta. So we have a few wherein an extra letter comes, like when you write something like kartavya. Is it kartavya or kartavya? You'll see both. Murti or murtihi. Both are correct. So those rules, and sometimes when you drop an extra letter, these rules, there'll be 3-4 rules, important ones. So we'll probably take them up either next week or week after. So then that all the pronunciation part will help there. With chanting also, you will see there are both options. So you will know those options. Okay. So any questions? Should we call it a day? Yes, Deepti.
Yeah, I have a small question. I don't know whether it's correct to think like that. See, when we say first of a particular class, like ka and kha, so that also sounds like an additional ha is there.
That's just your
And ga
Mahaprana.
and gha.
That's all Mahaprana effect. You're not putting a hakara, but ha is also having that ushma. Shasha saha is all ushmana. That extra, that heat kind of ushma, right? A Mahaprana, you have to give extra air.
Yeah.
Therefore, the sound will be there. So what's the question?
The question is about how the savarna to hakara is just the gha and not the kha.
As I said, you will have to go and look. There is something called nada, ghosha, swarita. A lot of these attributes are there. You have to go and look at all the letters and see what each one is. Then only you'll figure it out. We had covered it probably long when I talked savarna, but you have to remember everything again. So basically, you have to sthana, and you have to look at the asya, prayatna. So in the prayatna, you have antah prayatna, bahish prayatna. Right? So there is something called nada, samvara, ghosha. And another will be it will be, aghosha. Right? So ghosha, aghosha difference will be there. So all these you have to remember which is exactly what, and then find exactly which is the equivalent. I'm not getting into that detail because I feel it will take a lot of time, and you have to keep on revising that again and again. Okay.
Because till now all the savarnas we were basically understanding because on the basis of asya only. So that was
Correct.
easy to remember.
When it comes to this Bhakya Prayatna, it's always harder. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Anything else? All right. Because my attempt is, I don't want to make it too complicated. We're not doing a long-term course in Panini here. Because if we want to get to that detail, we all have to be very regular and keep on brushing everything up. And I don't think we have that kind of time or resources for this. So I want enough for you to break sandhis. That's my goal. And that you will get. Right? And with that, we can move forward. Because how many days will you do rules of grammar? We can do for some time, but how many days? 80 classes so far. Beyond 120, I think is, or 140, max probably 140 or something. You shouldn't go to 200, 300, 500 classes. It doesn't make sense. So we have to finish within a year. That's my goal. One more year, we should be saying, okay, enough of grammar for now. Now we should only look at sentences and bhashyam, etc. That'd be more fun if we have to do something. So we'll see. I will think of what you said, and maybe I will cover that again if necessary. Okay. But as I said, you have to remember there's a table. What is the sthana, prayatna for each? And there's antah prayatna, bhakya prayatna. And some of these, like when you say nada, there's a reverberating sound. So you say ga, gha, that's nada. So do you feel it? So when we were studying, we were told you put your hand here, feel it. You will feel that. So you have to feel everything. If you start feeling, then you know it inherently. If not, you have to now remember which is what. So in Laghu, you will find all this in the beginning. They will mention akuha, visarjaniyanam, kantha, etc. They will say a lot of things, and you will find what is going on where. So those will have to be kept in view. That's how Savarna has to be figured out. Okay. And between Ach and Hal, there is no Savarna. There will be a few rules like that which we have to know. Right. Okay. Thank you all. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
धन्यवाद स्वामी जी, नमो नमः।